Okay guys, this is one of these simple videos. Today we're talking about the Adorned jewel. I'm trying to do these videos where if I learn something, normally I just keep it to myself and just tell my mates in guild chat or whatever, but I figured I'd just share it with you. Maybe it helps. If it does, leave a comment, leave a like, consider subscribing, consider joining the stream. We're a 1 view count Andy, so every person helps. Now, the Adorned increases the sort of values of a magic corrupted jewel. Now, let's take a look at how you can save some money with this. So let's say you've got this jewel and you're wanting to use an Adorned with it. And you go to the trade site and you have a look at the Adorned price and you go, wow, it's 40 divines. Let's look for a good roll out of 150. Wow, it's 80 divines. And you're thinking, there's a big difference there. You know, kind of how do I get the value? Now, there's a Google Doc that I was sent, and it has the breakpoints. Now this looks a bit confusing, but I'll make it simple for you. So you take your jewel, the jewel that you wanted. Maybe you've got int and energy shield, maybe you've got resistance or life, whatever, and just have a look at the numbers. So let's say this one, you've got a 6% one and 12 lightning resist. We go to the chart and we look at the roll on the left hand side. So the number, let's say, is 6, and these greens represent breakpoints, as in when is it going to jump up another tier. So if you have 6% max life and you buy a 117% jewel, it will gain 13% max life. Now if we go and have a look at a 117% roll, it costs 8 divines. Now, let's say we were to go and buy one just before another breakpoint of 14. So let's say we go and buy a 133 roll, okay? A 133 roll. This costs 43 divines. However, because the jewel we're using is a 6, we're still ending up on 13 max life. We're not reaching 14, so the 117 for our jewel is just as good as a 133 one, despite this being 43 divines instead of 8. Now, obviously, the numbers might change, but what this allows you to do is buy the jewel a little bit cheaper, because sometimes you just don't know the roll, do you? And I found this to be useful. I'm going to go purchase a jewel now. So I'm probably going to be looking at, let's say, 7% max ES and maybe like 10 intelligence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, right, let's have a look at the 7 roll. Where's the breakpoint? We've got a big breakpoint here at 143. We've got one at 129. So anything in between 129 and 143 is the same for our jewel. It doesn't matter. But again, if you take a look at a 129, 36 divines, and you take a look at a 142, we're at 90 divines. So that's like 50 divines extra, but it actually doesn't give us any more energy shield. And this is pretty helpful. Again, maybe you've got like a 12%, I don't know, whatever, a stun roll or something, right? Whatever it may be. These are some interesting figures, shall we say, to take a look at. So that helps. You can obviously have a look at up to 35 if you want to go for the big one. You can change it down here. Let's say you've got 30% stun and block recovery, you know, so you can see how many breakpoints there are for the bigger numbers. So there might be a difference depending on the roll that you're getting, obviously, but there it is. There's a way to save some money with the Adorned. Obviously you can go and turn one in if you want. Maybe you make some money, maybe you don't. Maybe you can save some money.